Okay, now I'm going to take a little bit of the darker brown color loaded just on the corner of the brush and kind of make it look like maybe the shadows in a dune. And we're not after anything like specific. You just want to create that illusion. I have to remember my direction when I do them from opposite ways. Let's see. There we go. And it just helps create some little shadows. Now with that same, I call it dirty brush. I didn't clean the brush. I wanted to put just a little bit of white and then go back in and maybe add some little highlights. Just to, because anytime you put the light against the dark, it creates dimension. And so that's what you want. You want that to have a little bit of a dimensional feel in the background. Then some sort of scruffy brush. Now this is a scruffy brush that I made from an old brush that got where the ferrule was, like in this one, the paint build up over time. And I cut it off at a little bit of an angle and left all these pieces. If you don't have something like that, which most of us have a scruffy brush, this is just another one that I chose to leave straight across instead of cutting the angle on it. Or you can use a liner brush and just pull in all the little lines. The little scruffy brush just makes it so much easier. And all I'm going to do is touch into, I've got the paint on my palette, a little bit of these two dark green paints. And just kind of pat it out like that to brush blend it. Then I'm going to come over here and pick up a little bit of yellow. And in that same place, I want to mute that green and yellow together on the brush. Then I'm going to, this is going to be the base for my little sea oats or whatever you want it to be in your little dune, because it's your little dune that you're going to build here. And what this is going to do is help you create dimension. Now I'm going to pick up some of that same green color and a little bit of brown so that I can lay in different levels of the background to create dimension even within my little dune area. Then using a liner brush, and you do want this to be a brush that's going to give you a very, very fine line. I'm just taking some black and brown and a little bit of that green and just brush mixing it. And I want just enough water in it. I just pick up little dots of water on my brush bristles. Then I like to turn the piece toward me and kind of just pick a spot and start pulling up. And you don't want them to all go the same direction. You want a couple that are going to turn. And you can put as many of these as you want. Not all of them have to have little tops on them. And to add the little top, I just go back and then just touch and let the tip of the brush kind of flare out just a little bit. When I say flare, mashing it flat. And that's basically it. If you wanted to add a few more little wispy things, you could just pull some in. You could pull some in a different color to just to add a little more dimension and variation within the piece. So let me get this one finished, get these dry, and then I'll show you the last step.